Anime recap. Demon Girl gives her power to Demon Slayer and turns his sword blazing red. Muichiro carries Kotetsu on his shoulder and asks him if they are heading in the right direction, to which Kotetsu confirms. As they move forward, Muichiro spots a fish demon trying to climb up a tree to reach Kozo, and he rushes forward to kill the demon, saving the swordsmith. Both Kotetsu and Kozo express relief at seeing each other safe. Muichiro then asks if Kozo is Kanamori and questions if his sword is complete. Kozo notices that the sword he is using is badly chipped and informs Muichiro that his own blade is indeed ready. He also reveals that Tanjiro had previously asked to understand him, which surprises Muichiro. Kotetsu interrupts the discussion by reminding them that Hataru is still in danger. Kozo acknowledges this and leads the way deep into the forest. He points to a distant work hut and tells Muichiro that it contains a blade he can use, asking him to protect the village chief. Muichiro senses something approaching and pulls the swordsmith back, warning him of the danger. A porcelain vase rolls out of the bushes, and Gyokko emerges, acknowledging Muichiro as a Hashira. The swordsmith village is then attacked by Gyokko's blood demon art fish demons, causing chaos and panic. The villagers try to band together and protect themselves, but the demons are overpowering them and killing them off one by one. The swordsmiths struggle to fight back against the demons and stay alive, with some even getting cornered by the vicious creatures. However, the love Hashira suddenly appears and slices through one of the demons' vases, saving the group. Mitsuri apologizes for being late and proceeds to kill the rest of the demons in rapid succession, much to the amazement of the swordsmiths. They plead for the village chief to be rescued, and she bravely heads out to save him. In Tekken Tachikawara's mansion, the village chief is being crushed to death by a giant fish demon while his aide tries to save him. The demon slayers who were supposed to protect him have all been killed, leaving the aide alone to face the demon. Despite his efforts, the aide realizes that the demon is too strong and fast for him to defeat. Suddenly, Mitsuri arrives and orders the aide to stay still due to his internal injuries. He is surprised to see her unique Nichiren sword that looks like a whip and was crafted by Tekken himself. As the demon roars in anger, Mitsuri unleashes her love-breathing technique, using the first form, Shivers of First Love. With her whip sword, she swiftly moves around the demon's body and cuts it open, killing it instantly. She expresses her disgust towards the unreasonable harm caused by others. The demon disintegrates, and Chief Tekken is nearly thrown off balance when its hand vanishes. Mitsuri catches him just in time and anxiously asks if he's okay. He responds that he's being held by a beautiful young woman, playfully teasing her. The chief's assistant tries to get her attention, but he's rebuffed as the chief doesn't want to spoil the moment. Meanwhile, Tanjiro senses something unusual and wakes up to see Nezuko carrying him away from Sakido, who's attempting to electrocute them. The building is hit with multiple lightning bolts, and the siblings are stunned again. Despite the pain, Tanjiro manages to catch a glimpse of Urogi swooping down to rescue them. They roll out of the demon's path and are taken into the building by Urogi, just as Sakido orders the area destroyed. Karaku gives chase to the demon slayers and swings his Uchiwa to launch a gust at them but misses when they turn the corner. Karaku catches them in a long hallway and summons an even more powerful gust of wind, destroying the entire structure and launching the siblings into the air. As they hurtle uncontrollably, Nezuko shocks Tanjiro by grabbing onto his blade. With the area leveled, Hantengu's manifestations begin to look for the siblings. With Nezuko trapped beneath heavy debris, Tanjiro asks that she wait as he attempts to free her, begging her to let go of his sword. She grips even harder and cuts her fingers, coating the blade in her blood. He watches as Sakido and Karaku look through the dust cloud, waiting to let it settle so that they can kill him, as Nezuko ignores her brother's demands and continues to grip his sword. Muichiro is approached by Gyokko, who requests a moment of his time before he kills him. Gyokko is accompanied by Kozo and Kotetsu. Gyokko surprises Muichiro by showing him a creation of his. He opens a pot, which releases a gruesome collection of the mangled bodies of swordsmiths with blades embedded in them. Gyokko calls his creation the death throes of the smiths, and shows off its features, including the calloused hands of the smiths from hard work and the half-broken masks they wore. Kozo and Kotetsu are shocked to recognize all of the victims. In a final horrific display, Gyokko twists a katana, causing the victims to scream in agony, and showing that they are still alive. This brings tears to Kotetsu and Kozo's eyes. Muichiro furiously charges at Upper 5, determined to end him and avenge the innocent swordsmiths. However, Gyokko manages to evade his attack and disappears into his vase, reappearing on the rooftop. The demon insists on continuing his monologue, but Muichiro refuses to listen and slashes the vase with ease. Unfazed, Gyokko summons another vase and complains about the Hashira destroying his previous one. Muichiro takes note of the difference between Gyokko and Hantengu's fighting styles. While Hantengu was not attempting to avoid attacks to his neck, Gyokko was actively dodging them, indicating that decapitation may be the way to defeat him. Gyokko creates a vase and summons 2 demon goldfish, which he uses to launch 1,000 needlefish kill at Muichiro. The Hashira dodges the attack, but when the goldfish notice the 2 smiths, they redirect their needles towards them. Muichiro steps in front of the smiths and takes multiple needles to his face and arms. Despite the poison's effects, he orders the smiths to leave and hides them from the demon's sight. The demon mocks Muichiro for risking his life to save others, but the words unexpectedly trigger a memory for the Hashira. He recalls a moment from his past when someone had told him that his life was worthless, during a summer night when the cicadas were chirping and the door to their home was open to let in the cool air. Gyokko is elated at the prospect of creating a new artwork using the Hashira as his medium. Muichiro, irritated by his constant chatter, charges forward and tries to decapitate the demon, but his blade fails to penetrate the flesh. Gyokko then conjures up a new vase and uses his blood demon art, water prison pot, to trap the mist Hashira in a pot filled with water, intending to suffocate him. The Upper 5 believes that such a death is both stylish and beautiful and relishes the thought of feeling the demon slayer's blade at his neck. Muichiro attempts to break free but cannot penetrate the pot, while Gyokko enjoys stopping the demon slayer's breathing, his greatest weapon. He gleefully imagines Muichiro's face as he meets his end and believes that by destroying the village, the demon slayers will be incapacitated, allowing them to take Kagaya Ubuyashiki's head. Tanjiro pleads with Nezuko to release his sword, but suddenly she uses her power of exploding blood and sets the blade ablaze with her flames. As the blade begins to turn red, a voice expresses amazement at seeing the sword of the samurai change color while he fights. Sumiyoshi is present and watches the scene unfold. Tanjiro realizes that he is witnessing an inherited memory of his ancestor, and that the samurai mentioned by the voice is the demon slayer who wears the same earrings as him. He notes that this samurai's blade must have also been able to turn red like his own. Tanjiro also reflects on the fact that even though he becomes stronger as a demon, his body remains vulnerable to injury, and that he owes his continued existence to those who have sacrificed themselves to save him. Despite coming from different backgrounds, the hopes and aspirations of those who have lent their strength to him are the same: to defeat demons and save lives. Ready to answer their feelings, Tanjiro steps forward to face Urogi, Karaku, and Sakido. They underestimate him, with Karaku even mocking his new weapon, but Tanjiro is determined to answer their challenge. Urogi attacks him, but Tanjiro's bright red blade catches Sakido's attention. Through his connection to Muzen's memories, Sakido realizes that the sword belonged to the swordsman who almost killed the demon progenitor. Suddenly, the scar on Tanjiro's head burns and transforms into a fiery mark, as he raises his blade to strike. The memories of the mysterious swordsman Yorichi and Tanjiro merge, leaving Sakido and Urogi in shock. Tanjiro executes the Hinakami Kagura technique, swiftly cutting off Urogi's neck, then dashing forward to take out Karaku, and finally charging towards Sakido to slice through his neck. In one fluid motion resembling a dragon's attack, Tanjiro uses the Dragon Sun Halo head dance form to decapitate all 3 clones at once. He reminisces about the time when he gained the strength to defeat Jutaro and how his breathing and strength had altered, leaving him with a burning sensation throughout his body and forehead. Confident that he can defeat the clones, he searches for the final demon, hoping to eliminate Hantengu by beheading all 4 clones simultaneously. He soon locates Genya in the forest and discovers that he has already impaled and beheaded Aizetsu with his own yari. However, when Tanjiro calls out to Genya, he turns his head, revealing fangs, bulging veins, and black and yellow eyes. And this brings the episode 5 to an end. Comment for episode 6. Don't forget to like this video and share it with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss out on another anime recaps videos. Until next time, take care.